Hello, hello. Right, right.
And I believe the right time to build up the community, giving them the information and all. So yeah, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So the idea is, the idea is because when I was working in my company, my boss used to tell me one thing. I still remember those very important words. और वो मुझसे हमेशा कहते थे, sort of interested people will never ever make money. And if you ask this question to anyone, everyone gonna say, okay, I'm interested in making a lot of money. But the fact is, interested people will not make money. The question is, if interested people are not making money, who's gonna make money? It's committed people gonna make a lot of money. So, and he used to tell me one more thing, I'm talking about 10, 12 years back, and he used to tell me sort of, if you want to grow, you have to do one thing is you have to learn every day. And that is the whole agenda of this, our talk show. So iska agenda yahi hai that let's share knowledge and let's help, our community and let's create a lot of valuable content. Because, as you are into this field for last so many years, probably you can share some good tips, good techniques, which might take, someone else to find, तो ये काफी समय लग सकता है दूसरों को ढूंढने के लिए. So I thought, why not to do this kind of show. So we are, coordinating with a lot of digital marketing people across India and even globe, So we are outreach, we are talking to them. And the whole point is let's create some good content. So let's start with, Tejas, first of all, I'm so honored to have you here on this show. And
Thank you.
yes, and let's start with this. And if you give me, quick introduction of yourself, so that our audience will get to know about yourself.
Oh, this is the toughest thing as such. See, I'll be very open in giving my introduction.
Right.
Um, so I was born in Bahrain,
Okay.
87.
Okay.
And then that airlift thing happened. The Akshay Kumar movie happened in the Gulf Bay.
Okay. Okay.
Because of which we had to shift to India.
Okay. Okay.
So I come to Rajkot. I did my schooling from Rajkot. I'm not a graduate. I came to Ahmedabad after doing my schooling.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, thereafter, ever since Ahmedabad. So I came here in 2006.
Okay.
And since 2006, I have been working specifically in the IT domain. Now,
Nice.
when I talk about the IT domain as such, I work with call centers, I work with the support team, I work with the development team, I work with the digital marketing team back in 2006, 7, 8, 9. This is where I used to.
Nice.
So yeah, my most of my background has been more of selling and support.
Okay.
That's how I'll put it. Okay. But because of the experience that I have gathered in these many years, I happen to understand more of the human behavior, and that's how I believe late in 2015-16, I realized that I am a very good marketer.
Nice. Good.
Most of my strategies are not. You started this whole session with a very good note. I'll genuinely tell you something.
Yes, go ahead.
The depth of it. Whomsoever said this, that learning every day is very important. I absolutely believe that, and I'll tell you one very basic logic about it.
Right.
When you are born, you start copying everything that is around there in your surrounding. That's how the language comes in.
Very true.
That's
very
how your auditory senses are being evolved. That's how you build a perception. So that's most of the belief system that you're building. It's being very right by one of the big scientists. I'm very bad with the names. I forgot his name right moment.
Okay, no problem.
But he said that you cannot live a day without copying anyone.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
Now, instead of copying, if it all copy is a bad intention. The word copy is a bad intention. But if at all you put it up in this way that this is something to learn, your intention turns, and that's how you learn, and that's how you copy.
Yes, very true. Very true. Very true.
Because in 2014-15, I had a very bad time at my business. Because of my stupid decisions, I had to shut down my business back in 2017, 14, 15, 16, they were very struggleful for me.
Okay. That's how we
there was a
learn.
very big... Sorry?
Yeah, that's how we learn. That's how we learn. And that is the story with all entrepreneurs. You know, I met a lot of people.
That's exactly gave me the understanding of A, myself, and B, the people as well.
Very
so
true.
that's how I think that I, you know, by grace of God, I came through such instance and situations which gave me the lessons and learnings. And that's how I think I developed the skills of being the marketer first.
Right. And that is very true, Tejas, you know, because I started my career, you know, I'm into digital for the last 14, 15 years. And when I was there in Mumbai, you know, my strategy used to tell me, and I started my career with paid ads. So I'm a huge fan of paid advertisements, especially Google ads and analytics. I also love search in SEO. I work with a lot of projects. So I get to know, you know, when I started this career, my boss used to tell me, you know, Saurabh, if you want to be successful, see what successful people are doing. And see what kind of things they're doing. You try to replicate those things. If they are successful, you will be successful. So the point which I want, then I later, you know, observe what he was trying to tell me is, Saurabh, if you're doing a Google ad campaign, see what your big competitor are doing. See what kind of ads they are running. See what kind of targeting they are doing. And because they have invested a lot of money. And then when you start doing it, it's going to add a lot of value. So the point number one, which you rightly said, is it's all about learning. And it's very important that what kind of things you learn, that is really very important, right? So one thing that I would love to ask Tejas bhai, as you are into this field for last so many years, is as you know, Corona came into picture, and I hope that very soon we'll get over it. But the problem is, you see that a lot of businesses are getting shut down. Probably whether it is in travel domains, all domains are shut down. Even our classes and coaching institutes, they are on hold. So the point is, I want to the question that I want to ask is, which everyone feeling right now, is how we can survive during this period of time. Let's say, as a digital marketer, right? How are we going to survive? What actions you think we should take? So there are a lot of challenges as a business owner. You know, when we talk about this particular event, because this is like a national calamity. So the point is, तो मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ, like, can you give me some idea from your experience, like how we can work as a digital marketer or a marketer during this crisis?
Very good. So, okay, I'll put this into multiple facets, but let me start with this. See, the first thing here that you can do, and I'm talking everything, keeping the survival as the center point of everything.
Okay.
So the first thing that you could do is, see, you need to first, that most of the digital marketers are still not understanding, because I still see people sharing the information on the content, how to create the content, how to engage the audience, how to create the videos, how to shoot the videos, and etc. Which is not the right time as such, because again, see, let's put everything at the base right now. The center point is survival. Now, if we have to start surviving right now, the first thing as a marketer you need to do is you need to understand the mass psychological behaviors. See, and then the mass psychological behaviors could be put it up in the perception of different industries. That, like the way you said, the cafes are not working, the travel industry is shut, the hospitality industry is shut, the garment industry is shut, the export import is shut. Most of the big giants are shut.
Very true.
Which impacts, it trickles down, it impacts a hell lot of big mass. Now, because it has impacted a mass already, you could sense the fear.
Very true.
You could sense the insecurity. You could sense the lack of trust. Because of fear and insecurity, you could also sense the lack of trust. Now, yeah, some people would say that lack of insecurity and like being insecure and lack of trust is sort of one and the same. It is not one and the same. It is the consequence of being insecure that you are not trusting somebody right now. And when I say we are not trusting people, is meaning, let's assume that you are my good friend for a very longer time.
Right.
And usual way of us greeting is hugging, shaking hands, etc., etc. But now the insecurity has put you and me on a distance of at least 4 to 6 feet.
Very true.
Now understand that psychological change. Now it requires a very big social proofing. Now when I talk about social proofing, see, let's understand, let's connect once again. The psychological behavior has been hampered. People are very fearful. People are insecure. People have fear. Keeping these three in a combined set, now all these three things are impacting on different other three things. Now these other three things are, they are not taking any decisions right now. Meaning they are not ready to close the deals. They are not ready to listen to your pitch. They are not ready to invest their money in your company, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
Now the B thing is more important than taking the decision, because now they are already occupied with a lot of emotions in their head because of the news that is populating outside, the way the lockdown is right now, and also the weather in Ahmedabad. It's so scary that the people, those who were already, 70-60% afraid of being like dying because of coronavirus, maybe they would have got a huge impact because of the rains that happened last night.
Right.
Now with that overwhelmed mindset, me being a consumer, when I see your content that my marbles are doing great and this is how you make a video, I would not give any damn to it. So the first thing for the people, those who are there in the digital marketing part right now, I'm not joking. This is something that's real time I'm doing for myself. I'm a digital marketing company myself, and I know the time of crisis when nobody is taking decisions, nobody is wanting to listen to you, nobody is engaging to your content.
Right.
Now, what you would do? I'm talking again in the perspective of the brands, like making a company and then producing the content and all. If you are an individual, you can make wonderful content. Yeah, you can create engaging content. You could create engaging graphics, like the acting and the singing or anything that entertains people. That is something that the world requires right now. No doubts over there.
Very true.
But now in the facet of the commercial aspects, like building up a company, making a brand, taking that out to the consumers and all, the first thing that you now require is to understand the human psychology, with all these facets that I just spoke about, and then identify what is it that they would require when the lockdown is open.
Okay. When the lockdown is open, very true.
Now, see, because our hands are shut now. The people, like, as naive as I am in taking my priorities in my life, I can genuinely tell you, in this lockdown has helped me in one thing. It has helped me identify my priority, my important, and my luxury.
Very true.
So I know these things very well now, that I know that Maggie is a luxury now. It's not important. It's not priority. It's luxury.
Luxury. Very true.
Understand, because this is the time of crisis. Now see, me as a user, I have started defining my priorities, my important decisions, and my luxury decisions. Similarly, people also have done this. They might have not defined it. They might have not defined Maggie as a luxury and not priority.
Right.
But if they have things that roti sabji is important and priority right now, dawai is priority right now, water is priority right now, being sanitized is priority right now, also making sure that others are sanitized are priority right now. I keep on checking up on my grandma, my mom, my brother, everybody, those who are living in this house with me. I keep on checking up everybody is sanitized or not. Now, understand that sense has gone to a family, then that it's going to be very, very, very tough for me to now trust anybody at the scope of sanitization. So now when the industries are starting, the first thing they would want to assure people that they are A, very sanitized, like absolute sanitized, B, they also have sanitary products at their store for you to utilize them for free. See, I mean, this all goes for the travel industry, this all goes for the restaurant industries, the cafes, the hospitality industries, the grocery stores, the informal sector as well as the formal sector, both of them.
Right.
Even if you, Saurabh, after 21, 23, oh, it's 19, like we are on the 19th day right now, descending order, 18 din ke baad, on the 18th day, when you go out, I can assure you, aap khud, you would have that psyche that the other guy is sanitized or not, and also you would make sure that you are sanitized yourself.
Very true, very true.
And this is what your basic demand is going to be with every store.
Very true, very true.
So now when you are going for a personal meeting as well, so I will have a meeting on 15th of February, 15th of April with a client of mine here in Ahmedabad itself.
So you go with the sanitizer now. Very true.
So I will make sure that I let him know that I'm sanitized.
Very true, very true.
And very it is not only about saying that I'm sanitized, I have to give him certain amount of proof.
Very true, very true.
Now, if I keep everything in that very aspect, again, going back to ground zero, I am a mass. I am screwed up emotionally, overwhelmed right now. I'm freaked out. I'm insecure. I'm fearful. I'm not taking decisions. I'm not ready to listen to your pitch and certain things. So now my first priority is to understand what are the psychological changes that the country or the world is going to face, is going to experience, is going to see in next 18 days. Because now what has happened is if I open my e-commerce store, still you would not go out and buy. The only reason behind that is because you probably have got not enough of money to just spend on luxury right now. So now these are the changes. अगर ये सारे अभी बड़े पैमाने पे पूरा मास 130 करोड़ लोग अगर घर पे बैठे हैं, तो वहाँ पे बहुत सारा frustration हो चुका already. And I'm not sure whether I should say this or not, but Saurabh, I'm not sure whether I should say this or not. I should say this. In last 2 days, in my neighborhood, I have heard 17 fights happening within the household. Why? Because now people, those who were not that open with their family, like let's put it this way. There are people, those who have addiction of smoking cigarettes.
Right. They cannot live.
There are people, those who have addiction of eating that mawa, masala, tamaku.
Yes. They are in huge trouble now. Very true.
बहुत सारे जो पर्दे हैं ना, पर्दे लोगों के बीच में,
वो खुल रहे हैं.
मेरे साथ रह रहे हो, मेरे अंदर रह रहे हो, आपको पूरा टाइम नहीं पता था कि यार तेजस की इतनी बुरी वो आदतें हैं, वो अब जाके पता चली.
बराबर है. Very true.
और उसकी वजह से जितना बवाल हो रहा है, और वो खाली आदत है सिगरेट की, तंबाकू की, इन सब की नहीं है, वो छोटी आदत है. वो छोटी आदत है, जैसे कि हमें हाथ धोना पसंद नहीं है, हमें अभी कई लोग, मैंने और भी बहुत सारी चीजें देखी, लोग अभी सैनिटाइजर यूज कर रहे हैं, मगर वो just because the people are sitting at home, they are not taking bath. So such sort of things. You get the point. Now the point is basically the psychological patterns are changing. The psychological, the way of seeing the world, the perception of people towards people is changing. And I'll tell you why is this important. This is only important because, see, marketing is for the people, by the people, to the people, whatever you call it. It's all based on that. If you have a product and you don't have people, you can take your product and throw it somewhere.
Very true. It's all about making your customers to fall in love with your brand. That's the whole idea.
Exactly. But now why digital marketers should get into such a depth? See, my understanding of marketing and digital is very different. And merging both the industries, it has become digital marketing. Marketing was existing ever since. Like, it's been a very long time, marketing has been there. And the only purpose of marketing is this is A, the product, and B, the consumer who's going to consume this, इस product को उस consumer के पास कैसे लेकर जाऊं, उस consumer के पास से मैं कैसे जानूं कि वो खुश है कि नहीं है. अगर वो खुश नहीं है तो उसका feedback लेके वापस से product को कैसे मैं ठीक करूं, ठीक करने के बाद वापस से product उसके पास कैसे लेके जाऊं. So this is a complete cycle. It keeps on going.
Very true. Very
now,
true.
in this cycle, if the people are not there your product is not going to make any wonders. You are not being able to, now is a situation wherein you are not able to create any miracle.
Miracle, very true, very true.
Yeah, so from the marketing perspective, the first thing that you need to do is to understand the psychological behavior of the users. क्योंकि होगा ये कि 14th April को the lockdown is opening.
And we don't know if it still continues.
I hope that it opens because
100%.
It has screwed up a lot of things for people. But let's assume that it's opening on 14th of April.
Yes.
Now on 14th of April, the market is starting. Yes. The consumers are already ready to take a decision. Like I have already taken a decision that 14 तारीख को जैसे market open होगी, I'll go to my hairdresser, I'll get my hair done and my beard done. I'm done with this look.
Fine.
Number one. Yes. So अब ये तो प्रायोरिटी का दिन हो गया. प्रायोरिटी मेरी लॉकडाउन में अलग हो गई और जब मैं खुला हो गया, जब मैं मार्केट में खुला हो गया तो मेरी प्रायोरिटीज अलग हो गई. उन प्रायोरिटीज में क्या आएगा? मेरा आउटर लुक आएगा. बहुत सारे लोग होंगे कि जिनके अभी टी शर्ट फिट होने लग गए, वो मोटे हो गए खा के, वो शायद शॉपिंग करने के लिए जाए. बहुत सारे लोग होंगे कि जो अपना खुद का चेकअप करवाने के लिए जाएंगे बाहर. बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग होंगे कि जो अपने घर की पूरी ग्रोसरीज करेंगे, रेंट पे करेंगे, किसी के पास से लेना होगा उसके फॉलोअप्स चलेंगे. तो पहले 2-3 दिन तो ये पूरा का पूरा घसरण चलना है.
बिल्कुल.
उसके बाद असल मार्केट शुरू होगा. So I'm assuming that the market would start actually by 20th of April. Now, why, again, coming to the same point, why marketers should understand the psychological behavior of the users is so that when everybody is ready to listen to your content on 20th of April, you put out the exact proper content for them in their language, assuring them about the social proofing. I'm hoping that people know the social proofing.
Yes, which is important, yes.
Social proofing is now the priority part. आपके पास वेबसाइट नहीं है चलेगा. Social proof दो आप CAA, NRC, every political move that you see right now is all keeping the social proofing in the center part.
Very true.
Imagine this is happening just because it's the mass psychology. It's not my main thing or it's somebody else's main thing.
Okay, so yeah. So the point is, what I'm understanding from you is we should be ready, we should be creating content, but not the usual way that we used to do, right? So we should be focusing on psychology, and we need to have some different mindset, the way we used to create content around 10 days back, and the way we're going to create content around 10 days after 10 days. So that's important part that we should be taking care of, and we should be focusing on psychology, as you said, which is really very
correct. So I think that's the priority. That's the first thing.
Fine. And social proofing is something very important.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes. It's very important. And second thing, what I want to know, Tejas bhai, is you see that industry is growing. Digital is doing really very good. So the point is now everyone. So because of drop shipping or affiliate, people want to start their own venture. So I've seen a lot of people because we are into training industry. And I myself did a lot of drop shipping and hardcore affiliate. So a lot of people they want to learn all these things. So my question to all of you is, in this scenario in 2020, what are your tips and suggestions if someone like a very newcomer, newbie wants to start his own business in digital marketing, or let's say for example agency, what skill set or tips he or she should follow? So this is my question.
Okay, can I just put it this way? Are you asking that whether people? So I'm just to be on the same page of understanding with the question. So your question is that whether people should start their business in the digital marketing industry or start.
Hello, I think something wrong happened. Just a sec, we'll come back.
I'm so sorry.
No problem. Then some problem is happening from last. Even I'm facing some problem. So my question is, Tejas bhai, let's say if someone wants to start a business in digital marketing space, let's say someone wants to work as a freelancer or want to start their own agency or as a consultant or as an affiliate marketer. My question is, what skill set they must have? what preparations they need to do. And I'm talking it from someone who's very keen to start the business in digital marketing with not having much background. और वो नया चालू करना चाहता है तो उसके लिए क्या कहना चाहिए? Yes.
So basically there are two sets of people we are talking about. One, those who want to start their business in the digital space.
Right.
Like it could be a drop shipping business or e-commerce business or selling certain amount of products or something of that sort. And the other is that if somebody wants to start their business as a digital marketer and open up an agency.
Right.
Can I be very upfront and very blunt?
Very true, because
this is not the right time.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is not the right time, but the people, those who got convinced by the fact that this is not the right time should not go to entrepreneurship at all right now.
Right now.
Not in the life, right now.
Okay.
Because if they are convinced here that this is not the right time, that means that they have not taken the decisions themselves.
Probably.
And because now I'm talking through the camera and I'm telling them that this is not the right time, and if you get the point.
I got your point. So see, under say it has to come from here.
Besides, you and I and so many others, we know this journey of entrepreneurship is a hell in starting.
Very true, very true, very true.
In starting, it is hell. After a time, like the curve goes like this. It keeps on going down. After a time, you come up a bit.
Very true, very true.
So, and because this is such the environment right now. That is the reason I say that this is not the right time. Yeah, but if you have a product, then I'll tell you why you should not go right now outside. If you have a product which does not fit in the priority of a consumer right now.
Okay.
Now I'm talking about the life priorities. Now I'm not talking about the lockdown priority or after lockdown priority. I'm talking about the life priorities which are going to change massively. बिजनेस शुरू कर दिया है मैंने ऑलरेडी खुद ने. अब लॉकडाउन के बाद आई डोंट हैव मनी टू पे यू टू डू माय एडवर्टाइजमेंट, एंड दिस इज एन इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर व्हिच इज अ ह्यूज सेक्टर कि जिनके पास खुद के कंपनी के फॉर्मेशन लेटर्स है मगर कंपनी खुद फॉर्म नहीं हुई. So for the digital marketers to get started up with the marketing skills for the clients, is this the right time? No, this is not the right time because people would not spend the money. Is this the right time for you to start your own business? No, this is not the right time to start your own business. Why? Because the market is not ready. There is no fund in market. And initially, you would break down yourself out of money. You would not have, you should have, and because of which the business would not go ahead. But what is more important right now for all those who are very willful and they want to be the entrepreneur and be what condition the market has or what not it has. See, if you can help the humanity,
which is important,
in any which sense, I'll tell you the other part of the story. I genuinely had prepared myself for it. I have a business plan. I'm not joking about this. If the lockdown goes beyond 14th of April, I would start preparing Maggie at home. And I would start selling that to the neighborhood people. Not for the money. Also, not because of the people are dying out of hunger. It's a very good neighborhood that I have. But Maggie is a luxury for them. क्यों? क्योंकि market में नहीं मिल रही.
बराबर है.
अब मेरे पास कैसे आएगी?
You have to, very true, you have to get prepared yourself.
So मेरे पास कैसे आएगी? I have to prepare myself now that when market opens or doesn't open, or maybe I have to hunt the vendors or something of that sort which can help me in this crisis time and also can help me create, like make Maggie and serve it to people around, those who would want to have it. And again, the same aspects are also followed by that.
Very good.
हर एक के पास जब भी Maggie जाएगी, it will be assured कि ये एक sanitized area के अंदर बनी है. जो लेकर आया वो खुद सैनिटाइज है और जो भी इक्विपमेंट्स हमने खुद ने यूज करे हैं, जो भी डब्बा वब्बा जो भी हम दे रहे हैं वो पूरा प्रॉपर है.
बराबर है.
Now the point is basically, see, again, is this helping humanity? Yes, it is, because in the time of crisis right now, where people do not have the luxury with them, I'm giving it to them.
Very true.
So if you think in not only in the crisis times, not only in the corona times, but in your lifetime, if you think that it is going to help somebody in any manner, like even if in case somebody is buying a Ferrari, the guy who made the Ferrari has helped the guy who bought the Ferrari. वो ego satisfaction का अंदाजा नहीं है.
Very true, हाँ, very true, very true.
बहुत बड़ी बात है.
बहुत बढ़िया, हाँ.
मैंने Ferrari खरीद ली and I am the king right now. That satisfaction, it is a help. It is a help for my sustainability in my life, in this life. Otherwise, it is very boring. Yeah, what is the event that happened in your whole day? Corona.
बराबर.
Yes. So my whole point is basically, if you can, in any facet of a routine of a consumer or a user, so to say, if you can help them and you think that this is the right time to start, jump in it, because any which ways, if you are hunting for a job, chances are that jobs are not that good right now in the market. If you are hunting for a freelancer, I mean a client who could give you a freelancing project, also there's a huge competition because everybody is sitting at home doing the same thing.
Very true.
So if you think that there is a gut, अंदर एक छोटा सा कीड़ा है जो entrepreneurship के लिए नाच रहा है हमारे अंदर,
बराबर है.
This is the right time to start analyzing and jump into it, the real time, jump into it. Don't even think of it tomorrow, thinking of it game day after tomorrow.
Very true.
That is not going to help.
Yes. So we say na, ideation without execution is an illusion. So that's very important. And being as an entrepreneur, you have to take risk, because riskless living is the biggest risk, right? So that's important.
Very good point. This is for the viewers. Ask yourself, are you ready to take the risk where there is genuinely no money? You cannot keep money as the center point of your business. The revenue cannot be the center of your business. If you have, then this is the best time to get started up.
Very true. क्योंकि मुझे ये लगता है कि अगर आप मरने के लिए तैयार हैं किसी काम को लेकर के, if you're ready to die for that work, if you have that zeal and passion, you can straight away go ahead. Because when we started, just to tell you, so before I started Brandveda, I had got 3-4 companies. I started 3-4 companies. I put down 3-4 companies, and this is my, I guess, 5th or 6th venture. So the point I can obviously relate, because it's all about taking chances. Because once you are very new, whether it is a digital marketing or any kind of business, so when you start into it, you have to take quick decisions because you don't have that much of time, and you have to take some bold decisions, and then probably you will fail, and that happens with everyone. Because you are new and you don't know what's going to happen next, and you take some action, you get fail, you learn, you improvise, you again work on yourself, and then go ahead, right? So this is very important point that you made is if you want to start any kind of business, or if you want to start any kind of thing, the question that you should be asking that is, are you really interested in doing that job? Are you passionate? Because I always ask, a lot of people, they ask me, should I start a business or should I go for a job? So I just tell them one thing, number one, what is your priority? Is your priority is getting a job, or is your priority of doing a job which you love? So I've seen, there is a lot of contradiction, people. So when I ask, people saying, I want to do this because my objective is to earn money, but I don't love this. And when they say to me, I will say, then probably this will be a short-term goal. And there is second thing, people say that, okay, I want to do this, I'm passionate about this, and my core objective is not doing, not money, but I want to do this work. So when I started Brandveda, my job was, I love teaching, I want to teach people. Even if I'm not get more students, I'll go ahead with single student, no problem. So this is very important point what you have mentioned, because, and this is very blunt answer. I said, this is not something very philosophical, but this is very true in my right sense. So whether market is ready or conditions are not good. The question is, are you ready to take the step? No matter what happens, this is important. This is important
Correct.
point because
Correct.
because there will be never an ideal condition. Corona will go away very soon. Then there will be no problem. There will be a lot of problems, right? So the point is, which is very very true. आप कमाल का बात बोला, which I can relate, and this is very simple answer. People who are actually seeing this, सवाल है कि आप में वो है कि नहीं है. If you have that, go ahead.
Correct.
Even if you say, even if you say that, okay, market is not good, even if I say, okay, don't do this, but if you have guts, if you want to do it, passion, don't listen to you, don't listen to me, and just go ahead. This is, I guess, it's good mantra, right? This is very. और एक चीज और सवाल पूछना चाहूँगा, because a lot of people are looking digital marketing, especially digital marketing, as a job, because what we are seeing these days is, even the small business owners, they are, they want to start with social media at least. I'm not very sure how they're ever about, SEO or Google Ads or affiliate or a lot of other things, but they're very confident about social media marketing. So I've seen a lot of business owners, they want to at least go ahead with social media. And if I'm not wrong, Tejas bhai, if I'm not wrong, what I am visualizing is probably once this corona will go, people will try to get into online. Because the fact is, now this is the beauty of digital is no matter if we're spending a lot of money in offline and, newspaper, because now newspaper has stopped reaching people, the way it used to be. So newspaper band hua, sab kuch band hua. I'm not discouraging offline medium, but what I want to tell you is after this time, probably people will have more faith on online. Because I've seen, I will tell you, because last 2 days, 3 days, I'm doing a lot of research. I will tell you some brands who were running, 10 ads or 12 ads 3-4 days back. Now suddenly they're having 100 ad copies. And they've started this campaign last 24 to 48 hours. The point is, people have started, putting money in digital, no matter what sentiments are. Because if I'm a big brand, I want still to be in front of my customers, but in a different way. Because what I'm seeing a big change, जो मुझे लग रहा है कि वो brand ads बहुत ज़्यादा बना दिया, communication काफी change कर दिया. The way they used to communicate 10 days back, they are more emotionally getting attached themselves to consumers. I've seen with a lot of FMCG brands. I'm seeing a lot of with FMCG and some a travel brand, that some hospitality brands. So they're getting a lot of valuable content from this part. So the question which I want to ask you is as students are looking for a job, as you are from digital marketing and owning a company, my question is how they should prepare themselves, because there are a lot of people who will be getting into digital marketing. There will be a lot of openings. Simultaneously, there will be a lot of people who will be applying for the same job. Now, what tip as a recruiter, because you have this practice of recruiting new people in digital, what tips you can give to someone who's very new and the objective is getting into a job? तो क्या तैयारी करे जिससे वो 100 लोग जॉब में जा रहा है तो उसका पॉसिबिलिटी बहुत बढ़िया बन जाए. So that is my question.
Very good point. Okay, first thing first, digital marketing. So you came up with very good information that the market on digital platform has grown up. Like the consumers have grown up, the users have grown up, the downloads have increased, the use of internet has increased.
Consumption is yes.
Actually, the people are deviating towards. I'll tell you what, Snapchat started, it revived. Suddenly it revived.
Very true, very true.
And the only reason it revived is because the ability that it has of sending the snaps and the stories and all.
Very true, very true.
Okay, but coming to your question now, what should a guy or a girl do before getting into giving the interviews or applying for the job or something of that sort? And while giving the interview, what sort of mindset they need to keep when they are applying for a job? That's what you mean, right?
Right.
Okay, to my understanding, if I genuinely had to recruit somebody, so the first thing that I want from the guy or a girl, or like the candidate, is to have a very good clarity of what they want to do in the digital space, the digital marketing space. when I get a resume saying I'm a digital marketing expert or I am a digital marketing executive, I don't entertain those people as such.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason is that it's a open window that they have kept for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to come at me and say that I'm very good at Facebook advertisements. Like, what are your skills? Only one thing, I'm good at Facebook advertisements. I'm good at Google AdWords. I'm good at making the graphics. I'm good at writing the content. I'm good at writing the copyright content. I'm good at writing the content on the basis of AIDA format. I'm good at writing the blog content only, not the press release content. Or I'm good at writing the press release content and not the blog content. Be as specific. The only reason behind that is because, see, if you have got the specific information in your head, you yourself start building yourself up for that very zone. When you define yourself as a digital marketer, you become a strategist only. So, which is my reality. I know search engine, I know Facebook ads, I know Google AdWords, I know a hell lot of things. But the point is basically that's not all that I'm doing. I don't want to do. I can do design as well. I don't want to do designs. I can make a website right now. I don't want to make a website because that is, after a time, every candidate would start understanding. Do you know, sort of usually the employees, they have problem with the employer. ये एक ही कॉमन प्रॉब्लम होता है हर बार हर जगह पे कि यार मुझे जो काम नहीं करना चाहिए ना वो सारा काम मुझे दिया जाता है.
बराबर.
Yeah, this is a very, very common issue that every employee has. And that's the only reason behind that is because you yourself kept yourself open-ended so that people can also use you as open-ended. When you come to me and say that I make the best carousel designs for Instagram, I would only give you that job.
Very true. Very true.
And because the mega industries now, they have seen that next 10, 15, 20 years, people are going to do the digital transactions only. This is written now. This is not going to change. Within 2 years maximum, you would not see the people carrying cash or even transacting in cash. That means the digital economy is going to boost. India stands number one on the digital users. That means India has got the biggest digital bank right now of the users. It's not a big digital economy yet, but it is in the making right now. The moment India becomes the digital economy, like the big digital economy, every country of the world would want to give you guys the business because you have got the mass with you. Now the hiring pattern is going to be in the way I'm saying it, that I need a digital marketing department, and in that department I need one guy to take care of Facebook, one guy to take care of Instagram, one guy to take care of YouTube, one guy to take care of Twitter, design, content writing, web development part, etc., etc. So the team size that is required for a digital agency is the team size that people have in the department. So now in this circle, it is very important for the newcomers. Yes, you are in the digital space already. But now is the time that you need to start defining what is your specific niche that you love to get into. As I said, I can make designs and I genuinely, sort of just in between you and me, I make lovely designs, but I hate that process.
Very true.
Get the point. I hate that process.
Right.
Now, because I hate that process, everything which is related to design, it keeps on piling up with me.
Very true. I got your point.
And similar thing would happen with the newcomers as well. So yeah, two things. Number one, define your niche that you love the most. And B, if I am a guy who would take the interview, I would ask for a last minute update of that very platform. Like what happened on Facebook 2 hours ago, or 3 hours ago, or 5 hours ago. Because the digital industry is rapid. It is going every hour, every minute, every second.
It's changing at a fast pace.
And if you want to be the person in the company who is known for the thing. When I say the person and the thing, like you are now known for something in the company. If you want to be that, you have to be updated with the recent things that have happened.
Very true. And that's important. Very true.
And this is not just to please the interviewee. This is not for us to please them. ये एक बेसिक से रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. अगर मैं फेसबुक में अच्छा हूँ, मुझे हर 5-7 घंटे पे कोई ना कोई तो अपडेट मुझे मिलनी चाहिए. अगर मुझे नहीं मिल रही, तो I am not using those tools because those tools are there.
Very true. Very true.
Very true. Subscribe for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube updates, the company updates. You can subscribe for Google updates. You can subscribe for
a lot of things.
Hell lot of things. See, like this is the real time thing. कोरोना वायरस अभी 24 घंटे में 100 लोग ज्यादा का आंकड़ा अभी बैठा है. This is a news that popped out before this interview started.
Okay.
Now this is how rapid the world is moving. That is the rapidness I would seek in my candidate, because I'll tell you what, if I am selecting a candidate right now, I only want to hire him or her if he can make my job easy. So for me, then would be, यार मैं उसको फोन करके पूछूंगा यार फेसबुक पे क्या नई अपडेट है. I don't want to go to Facebook. I would rather ask my guy or a girl to tell me what is happening on Facebook, and that word would be a final word for me.
Very true. Very true.
So yeah, these are the two major things that I think that should be there in the candidate. Number one, define your niche, and number two, be like latest, up to date.
Very true. And what keeps you motivated? Because you're a really motivated guy, This is why. So
excuse me, I did not get that. Sorry.
What I'm saying is you're a very motivated guy, man. So my question is, what keeps you motivated, throughout the day? So when you start, when you start, so this is again very important question. The question is like when you start your day. So what things you keep in mind, when we go to work, when we leave home, there are a lot of distractions. You see that there are a lot of negative energies, and we need to preserve ourselves. So the question is, that is important. So my question to you is like, number one is like how we keep ourselves motivated during the hard time. And number two is how we can keep ourselves updated. So any resources you can suggest to our audience, which they can always refer, and what things they should keep in mind before they start their day, and how they can keep themselves motivated. Because these are the questions that we never find in any YouTube, right? So which is really coming from.
Yeah, these are very good questions. Let me put it this way, Saurabh. I have seen worst of days in my life, and right now it is 1,000 times better than the worst days that I've seen.
Good.
That's something that keeps me moving without any expectations or any sort of, so to say, needs or the requirements of the hour. There's no need of hour. There's no requirement of hour.
Oh, yes.
Second thing, I'm very self-critical as well. And when I say I'm very self-critical, I am a very bloody, what do you call it? Like in a very good way. Like I'm a very bad master of myself. If I'm doing certain thing wrong, my mind keeps on tripping it. So yeah, these are some of the things which keeps me motivated and away from distractions. Like I know I have distracted. I get awareness about that in the moment, and then I pick myself back. That is how it happens. And it is a process of being very patient with yourself.
Very true.
I am critical. I am a bad master of myself, but I don't abuse myself.
Nice.
I don't hate myself.
Right. You have to.
All I do is I tell myself that this is something which was not supposed to be done. You have done it. No judgments. Move on.
Very true.
That's it.
Very true. And you have to love yourself. That is something very important. The point which you
Yeah. I am so much in love with myself. This is, and I believe everybody should, because this is the body you are in.
100%.
And when you die, this is you are going to leave this behind and you'll go.
Very true, very true, very true.
So the only thing that I have with me is me.
Very true. Because I remembered, a few years back I was there in Mumbai, so I stayed in Mumbai for a long time, and I did one program. So because I did one program on NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming, and there I learned a lot of things, and it was very self improvement program, because I always believe that spending money as a knowledge is always an investment than expenses, because a good guru can save you a lot of years. So I invested a lot of such kind of programs. So I was there, and there I learned a very important thing, which is I love yourself. And then my trainer, he trained us one good thing that has really had very positive impact in my life is get up in the morning, go to mirror, hug yourself, because if you ask people, then they did hug themselves. So you see people hugging their relatives, a son and father, and the question is, at what last में जिंदगी में कब आप अपने आप को hug किया? This is important, and and there I hug yourself, and say these three golden words, which is say these three golden words, which is I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, and then say three more words like I love my work, I love my work, I love my work. And trust me, I did it for 21 days, and I started doing this over a long period of years, and this has done a lot of positive things in my life. So this was the one practical thing, which I started doing it, because that is very important. And the second thing, what I've learned, in that program is you have to learn every day. Because and the third thing, what I've learned very practically, because when you learn every day, the one best thing that you always want to have is confidence. And I've seen all the big people, they invest in learning, and that's how they are growing. For example, you spend 10 years in digital, for example, you must be having some mastery, let's say for example affiliate or something else. So if you become my guru, if you give me your 100 hours, probably I can spend I can say my 3 years. So that's the thing I love in that workshop, which is find some good guru, learn from them, even if you have to pay, invest, and learn. A third thing which I practically one thing which I learned from that that workshop, which is get yourself away from news and newspaper. And trust me, when I realized this concept, so I stopped getting newspapers. I don't watch TV at all, so I stopped doing that. It was a trade. It was told to me in that workshop. I'm doing it, and then fantastic, fantastic things are happening, because when we see news, we consume a lot of negative things. So मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि ये चीज हुआ मेरे साथ. And I will just share a story. So what happened, like, because of Corona, I started watching TV. TV मैं एकदम नहीं देखता, last कई सालों से नहीं देखता, और TV is only for my kid. कभी कभार वो देखता है और जब रिलेटिव लोग आता है, so we never watch TV. So अभी कोरोना है तो 2-3 दिन थोड़ा सा टीवी भी देखा, and then my mind was like, it was my efficiency went down, as you said, fear. The only life in fear is failure. So that efficiency went down, and then I started building some negative thoughts, and then my wife responded and said that I think we are not doing the right thing. And then I stopped TV, and from last 3 days I'm good, I'm back on my track, and I start with all those activities. So one thing is very important. This is why that we have to shield ourselves. I find this is very important, because एक चीज तो पक्का तेजस भाई, अगर आपका स्किल सेट है जो किसी के पास नहीं है, so आपके पास वो चीजें हैं जो किसी के पास नहीं है. So that's what I used to tell even my students as well, कि हर दिन अगर 1 घंटा पढ़ेगा, and my boss told me this phenomenon, and this again I learned in NLP. See, the concept gonna remain same, which is tried practice. तो 1-1 घंटा अगर रोज पढ़ेगा, and I tell to my every students, मैं हमेशा students को बोलता हूँ कि 1-1 घंटा अगर आप रोज पढ़ेगा, 1 year 365 hours, 2 साल 750 घंटा, 3 साल, you see 3 years, it's gonna be 1000 hours. Man, 1000 hours अगर सिर्फ Google Ads को देता है, probably you'll get an experience of 5 years or 6 years down the line. So this is very
By
important.
the way, I'm not sure if I'm correct or not, but it is required to have at least 1,000 hours of experience if you want to become a commercial aeroplane pilot.
Very true. Very true. With 1,500, yes.
Precise. So to give the weightage to your theory, which is a very good theory, I'll keep that in my mind as well.
Yes.
It's required to have that much amount of lessons and learnings with you
100%.
so that you could be the best performer.
100%. So, Tejas bhai, it was, a pleasure talking to you. And
pleasure is all mine, sir. Thank you so much for inviting.
Yes. So even we learn a lot of things, or this kind of discussion, make you very positive. Even someone, this is very good content that we created because, and best part is that we are all open and we are talking. What we find is okay. So that's really important part of this entire conversation. I myself really enjoyed a lot, and I think I spent a very good golden, 1 hour, I guess, talking to you.
Thank you so much. I'll tell you on the last note, Saurabh.
Yes.
I'm not sure of their names.
Okay.
As I said, I'm very bad at it.
No problem.
But students from Brandveda,
okay,
they had come to me for an interview a month and a half ago.
Okay.
They were sitting here in the right place. This was the area where we were. So this is again a coincidence to me that this happened again.
Might be.
But I'm glad that you guys called me up, yeah. And shout out to Shiva. He he kept a very good follow up with me with this.
Yes. Thank you. So we'll meet for sure. And Tejas bhai और भी कुछ करेंगे. So we are planning a lot of things. And the only idea is let's empower people so that as a nation we can do a good job. And क्योंकि अभी कैसे Tejas bhai to be very very straightforward. That market में जैसा हम लोग रह रहे हैं, market में job का हालत बहुत खराब है अभी. So I also think it's not about me and you. It's not about my family and your family. It's so being from teaching background, and from industry background. मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं जब बच्चा लोग आता है ना, so ये लगता है कि नहीं उसको बहुत it's not about attending a course of 100 hours, but it's all about future. So my vision is why not to empower people which are working as of now from last quite months कि मैं लोगों को कुछ ऐसा भी कोशिश करूं कि जिसमें हर एक लोग को कुछ ऐसा बनाया जा सके फ्रीलांसर या फिर कंसल्टेंट या फिर जॉब जिसको बाद में उसको अपना जरूरत ना पड़े. So I find that is very important.
Such good one.
Very good. Yes. So probably कुछ ऐसा रहेगा तो मैं आपसे जरूर बात करूंगा.
Sure. Anytime, I'll be there for help. Anytime.
And fine. So thanks a lot. So थोड़ा समय लेता हूँ तेजस भाई, आनंद आया आपके साथ.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Yes, and I'll end this meeting. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.